Good afternoon, my dear students. Today we will take a lesson on the theme the first calculating device. The aim of this lesson to train students in discussing about computers, to explain about calculating devices in detail, to teach students to work creatively, to develop students' skills in speaking, writing, and reading, to develop students' memory and attention. Here new words according to the theme. Calculating device, abacus, slide rail, calculus, data processing, punched card, to perform, proliferation. Let us take a look at the history of computers that we know today. The very first calculating device used was the 10 fingers of man's hands. This, in fact, is why today we will count in tens and multiplies of tens. In 16th century, abacus was the first calculating machine invented in China to count the large numbers. Abacus is made of wooden frame. It's a counting device that consists of a frame holding rods on which a specific number of beads are free to move. Simple calculations like addition or subtraction were performed using the abacus. Calculus, another branch of mathematics, was independently invented by both an Englishman Sir Isaac Newton and a German mathematician Leibniz. The first real calculating machines appeared in 1820 as a result of several people's experiments. In 1830, Charles Babbage, a gifted English mathematician, proposed to build a general-purpose problem-solving machine that he called the analytical engine. This machine, which Babbage showed at the Paris exhibition in 1855, was an attempt to cut out the human being altogether, except for providing the machine with the necessary facts about the problem to solve it. He never finished this work, but many of his ideas were the basis for building today's computers. By the early part of the 20th century, electromechanical machines had been developed and were used for business data processing. Dr. Herman Holleris, a young statistician from the U.S. Census Bureau, successfully tabulated the 1890. Holleris invented a means of coding the data by punching holes into cards. He built one machine to punch the holes and the other to tabulate the collected data. Later, Holleris left the Census Bureau and established his own tabulating machine company. Through a series of mergers, the company eventually became the IBM Corporation. In the middle 1940, electronic computers were developed to perform calculations for military and scientific purposes. By the end of the 1960s, commercial models of these computers were widely used for both scientific computation and business data processing. Initially, these computers accepted their input data from punched cards. Okay, as we learned for today's lesson, we know that the very first calculating device was the 10 fingers of a man's hands. After in 16th century, Chinese were invented abacus. Then, passing many years, came different types of calculating machines. Now, I want to give a task and you should write down on your copybooks. I gave one example. Look, for example, to calculate, calculating, calculator, calculation. Like this, you should do this task. Now already we came to calculation. Here some questions for you. The first question, what was the very first calculating device? The second, what is the abacus? The third, how did Newton and Leibniz contribute to the problem of calculation? The fourth, what was the main idea of Charles Babbage's machine? The fifth, how did electromechanical machines appear and what were they used for? The sixth question of what means of coding the data did Hollerith devise? The seventh, what knew had the computer of 1970? Answer the questions you should write on your copybooks and send me to my email address. Then I'll check. So, lesson is over. Thank you to all for attention. Bye.